Hello everyone, I'm Afia and I would like to talk about retailing and especially focusing on the nature and scope of retailing in India. So, before we start with the topic, let me talk about what is retailing. So retailing, we know what is retailing because here and there we are depending on a retailer for getting some sort of items in our daily life. So the retailer is facing much competitive or difficulty in retaining the customers that they have. So the customer is more focused on how they can get their product at their footstep. So there are many intermediaries in between the distribution channel. Hence the distribution becomes very narrower with the innovation of the word retail. So retail is like defined as any business that direct its marketing efforts towards satisfying the final customers, and it's based upon the organization of selling goods and services as a means of distribution. Hence the word retail is from the French word retailer, which means to break the bulk. So, who is a retailer? Retailer is a merchant or occasionally an agent or a business enterprise whose main business is selling directly to the ultimate customers for the use of non-business. And he may perform many marketing activities like buying, selling, grading, risk grading, and even developing the information about the wants of their customers who are facing by them. So he may sell infrequently to the industrial users, but these are the wholesale transactions, not the retail sales. If over one half of the amount of the volume of the business comes from sales to the ultimate users, he is classified as a retailer. So retailing occurs in all marketing channels for the consumer products. So let's look into the concept of retailing. The retailing is like delivering the products is not an end job which a retailer does because today we can see he needs to deliver services associated with that product also. So it's the word retailing can be defined as a set of business activities that adds value to the products and services sold to the consumers for their personal or family use. So he can be also referred to all the activities involved in marketing and distribution of the goods and services. So he is also defined as a conclusive set of activities or sets used to sell a product or service to the consumers for their personal or family use. So he is more responsible for matching the individual demands of the consumer with all the supplies of all the manufacturers. So we all know there is an assumption that the retailing is only involving the sale of the products in stores. But however, it also indicates or includes the sale of services like what offered in restaurant or by a car rental agency. So it involves a direct interface between the customer and the coordination of business activities from end to end, right from the concept of design stage of product or offering to its delivery and post delivery services to the customer. So let's look into some of the definitions given by famous authors about the retailing. So according to Kotler, the retailing includes all the activities that involve in selling goods or services to the final consumers for personal non-business use. And according to David Gilbert, it's like any business that directs its marketing effort towards satisfying the final consumer based upon the organization of selling goods and services as means of distribution. So let's look into the nature and characteristics of retailing. So now let's look into the nature or the characteristics of the retailing. So as we have already discussed, the retailers are a very important part of the channel of distribution, and let's look into some of the nature or the characteristics of retailing. So this retailer will be acting as a middleman between the wholesaler and the consumer. So they will be helping in the movement of goods from the wholesalers to the retailers. And also we can see that the retailers buys the good in the bulk quantities from the wholesalers and sell them in small quantities to the ultimate consumers. So if the retailers are eliminated from channel of distribution, it will be very difficult for the consumers to buy goods in small quantity. And the retailers maintains a personal contact with the consumers. They know the needs of the consumers and transfer this information to the wholesalers. And there will be the variety of goods. The retailers deals in variety of goods. In the retail shopping, consumer will get maximum variety of goods at one place. That's one of the benefits of retailing. And another, we can see there are different types of retailing. Regardless of the particular type of retailer, the retailers can be categorized as ownership, independent retail chain and franchising, store strategy meets such as departmental store and supermarkets, and non-store operations such as home retailing and telephone retailing. So now let's look into the role and importance of the retail or the retail management. So saying again and again, they are the important intermediary in the distribution channel. So as they sell goods to the final consumers, they play useful as well as an important role in distribution channel as a last link. So in their absence, the consumers cannot find necessary goods at one place or at a single shop. So let's look into services to the manufacturers and wholesalers. The first one is help in distribution of goods. A retailer's most important service to the wholesalers and the manufacturers is to provide help in distribution of the products by making this available to the final consumers who may be scattered over a large geographical area. And second is that it is personal selling. In the process of sale of most consumer goods, some amount of personal selling effort is necessary. By undertaking personal selling efforts, the retailers relieve the producers of this activity and greatly help in the process of actualizing the sale of the products. And the third is enabling the large-scale operations. On the account of retailer services, the manufacturers as well as the wholesalers are free from the burden of making the individual sales to the consumers in the smaller quantities, and this will be helping them to operate at relatively larger scale and also to be fully concentrating on their other activities. And also they will be helping in collecting the market information because as a retailers remain in the direct and constant touch with the buyers, that is the consumers, they serve as an important source of collecting the market information about the preference, tastes, wants and attitudes of the consumers. So it will be very helpful. Such information is very helpful in taking the marketing decisions in an organization, and they will be also helping in promotion because the manufacturers and distributors have to be conducted about different promotional activities which will be helping them to increase the sale of their products. So the retailers participate in these activities in various ways and which will help in promoting the sale of the products. And next is the role of services to the consumers. So the regular availability of the products. The most important service of the retailers to the consumers is that it will ensure the regular availability of different products produced by different manufacturers. And also it will be very helpful in getting the market information about the new products, that is the new products information. So by arranging for the effective display of the products and through the personal selling efforts, the retailers provide important information about the arrival, special features to the consumers. So it's an important factor in decision making process for the purchase of these goods. And also these retailers generally buy goods in large quantities and will be selling in smaller quantities to the customers. So they are normally situated very near to the residential areas and will be open for a long hours. So these offers will be their offering will be a greater convenience to the consumers to get their products. And there will be wide variety selection. This enables the consumers to make the choice out of the wide selection of goods. And it's not entered with the selling of the products. There will be also the after sale services in form of home delivery, supply of spare parts and attending to the customers. and also they will be providing the credit facilities to the regular buyers. So this will also help to increase their level of consumption and thereby the standard of living. So what's the future of retailing? So let's look into the scope of retailing. The scope of retailing is is having a positive direction. So the scope of retailing is that it's currently in a booming. It's providing the plenty of career prospects for the people with the passion of sales, marketplace, business diversification, campaigning, advertising, market research, and segmentation. So there is a continuous expansion of the retail industry, and also we can see there is a growing demand for the retail courses that is actually preparing the students to enhance their knowledge and to cope up with the tactics and to learn the procedures and methods that will surely help them to generate more sales and the customer satisfaction in their business life. So the retail management has become one of the fastest growing occupations in industry as the economy with a greater significance. So in India, the retail industry is the most appealing and the fastest growing in the world, and it's demanding an increase in competent expertise in this discipline. And it also tends to create a new generation of international caliber and smart experts by providing them with the global best practices. So this retailing, as we have discussed, there is a wider scope for this retailing. So it's contributing a greater percentage to the country's GDP, and the growth can be seen in different areas. And the organized retailing sector is in India is expected to grow furthermore in future. There is the construction of the departmental stores, new malls are coming and supermarkets are emerging day to day, and this proves that there is a tremendous scope for the growth in the Indian retail market. The growth of the scope in Indian retail market is mainly because of the change in the consumer's behavior. For the new generation, they have the preference towards luxury commodities, which have been due to the strong increase in the income, changing lifestyle, and the demographic patterns, which are very favorable to the retailers. So the scope of the Indian retail market has been seen by many retail giants, and that's the reason that's why the new players are entering the Indian retail industry. So the judging the scope for the growth in India, the retail industry, many global retail chains are also entering the Indian retail market, like the Walmart, Metro AG, Tesco, etc. And it can be seen in different cities that the growth of the retail industry like Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kolkata and Chennai, the scope of the Indian retail market is very fast, and for it to reach its potential, the government and the Indian retailers will have to make a determined effort. Thank you.